the colour shadow, water it down so it's fairly pale, and start to paint in some of the trees down the lane. So this is right at the back of the painting. And we just have one tree trunk going in front of the sun. Slightly stronger mix of shadow. Run that down the side of the masking fluid. And just add in all the branches and twigs. Another tree in there just to finish that off. Similar thing on the other side of the cottage. A couple of trees just at the side of the large tree in the foreground. Tree in front of the cottage, use the fan stippler. With the dark green, this is midnight green. Really dark colour. And stipple some ivy climbing up the tree trunk. Mix that with some burnt umber to make it just a shade darker. So it's not so bright. So there's the ivy climbing up the tree. And we just let that dry off. The tree in the centre with the half rigger, a mixture of shadow and burnt sienna. Start to paint in the main tree trunk and branches. Again, just run that brush underneath the snow like that. Some more branches in there. And some of these branches coming out from the side. Lots of small branches. And down the side of the tree with midnight green, the dark green. Just make that just a little bit darker into the ivy. And again, let that dry off. Moving over to the large tree on the left-hand side. So with the medium detail brush, some country olive and burnt umber. A lighter colour first. In amongst the masked off snow. Then a darker mix of the same colour, so burnt umber and country olive. And run that down the back of the tree and at the side of the post box. Fade that into the snow with the same colour, posts, and the post there, touch more burnt umber. Some branches. And again, just at the top of the painting, branch going out there. Still with the medium detail brush, cadmium red. Wash that colour over the post box. Okay, and then while it's still wet, a stronger mix of the same colour, drop that into the wet so you don't get a flat boring wash. Let that dry off. with some cadmium red and shadow. Put that darker colour down the side of the postbox. Underneath the snow, around this little notice on the front, to a dark colour, ultramarine and burnt umber. Put the little slot for the letters in there. Next delivery, I'll just write that in. Friday 4:45, not on Sunday. Let that dry off. Then rub off the masking fluid using your fingers. Postbox, fence, on the side of the tree and on the branches, on the wall. Make sure all of the masking fluid is off. Then, with medium detail brush, some cobalt blue with a touch of shadow. Paint in the cottage down the lane, maybe just a little bit darker. Allow that to dry. So cobalt blue and some shadow. Put that underneath this snow-covered wall. And on the tree trunks, just a little bit of shade here and there underneath the snow on the top. Paint in some more tracks in amongst the masked off tracks. On the fence posts, post box, on the tree. And on the main building, so touch of shadow and cobalt blue. And on this side gable, just leave a little bit of white on that top of the roof. I'm just going to finish off the shadow on the snow-covered tree in the foreground. Leave the painting to dry before you remove the masking tape. So, when the painting is dry, you then remove the tape around the edge of the painting. Pull the tape away from the painting. So if it tears the surface, it's going to tear away from your picture. Here we have the finished painting, hardly any white at all. As you can see, it has a nice warm glow to it. Not all snow scenes have to be cold and dreary. I hope you've enjoyed this one.
Now available to buy. Try these techniques at home whenever you wish. The DVD of today's workshop and the book that accompanies this series are now available to order from the Painting and Drawing channel. For further information and to order your copy, go to www.paintingdrawingchannel.com.